Hi guys, Joe Burnich here with Big West Marketing. We empower small businesses to succeed online, and we do that by simplifying this digital marketing stuff. So if you're watching this video, you want to learn about how to do SEO for window cleaners. So if you have a window cleaning company, this is for you. It's how to get to the top of Google. Let's get started right now. Okay, so in this video, you're going to discover the fastest way to consistently and reliably get to the top of Google for window cleaning in your city on Google, okay? This means more calls, it means more jobs, it means more profits, better life for you, better life for your family, okay? This is important stuff. It also means beating out that cut rate competition, the low baller guys. You know, we want to put them in their place, keep them down there. The bottom feeding competition, they need to be working with the bottom feeding clients. This is for the real guys. These guys that do real work, they're ethical, and they want to grow their business. That's who this video is for. Now, you do not need to be a tech wizard to understand this stuff. I'm going to break it down so anybody can understand. You don't need to be a computer guy or a marketing guy to understand this. This is going to be very easy to understand. Anybody can get this stuff and implement. Okay. Right now, I want to draw your attention down to below this video. There is a link for a free 30-minute consultation. So if you're going through this stuff and you get stuck, and you need to talk to somebody about it, you can book a call with us, and it'll be a 30-minute consultation, and that is free. It's normally $97, but the first one is free. So I highly recommend you take advantage of this stuff. It'll definitely speed your progress. Okay, now, before we dig into the nitty-gritty of this SEO stuff, I have an incredibly powerful story for you, okay? So back in 2009, I moved back from Kansas City to my hometown of Missoula, Montana, had a new baby, new wife, and a new service business, okay? And it was not going well. I could not get the phone to ring, couldn't get jobs. It was tough, okay? It was a tough economy as well. But and I also was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. I mean, it was a dark time. But the big question that kept popping up in my mind was, will I fail? Because if my business fails, okay, then I fail as a dad, I fail as a husband, I fail as a man. It was a huge deal to me to make this business work. Luckily, I came across an old family friend, Rick Kern, who was doing this SEO stuff. He taught himself how to rank these businesses or these websites up on the top of Google, and he showed me some stuff, and I ran with it, man. I learned how to do this, and I'll tell you what, once I got up there, the calls came in, and SEO was the solution. It's basically what saved my business and saved my family, okay? So why am I telling you this? I want you to understand I'm not really different from any other business owner out there. I just came across something that worked and spent hours and hours every day testing, learning, and figuring this stuff out. I'm like an explorer that's going out and finding these golden nuggets for you guys, okay? So I want to share these golden nuggets with you. That's the whole point of this. Before we get started, though, I want to talk about foundations. I look at internet marketing or this SEO, this Google stuff, as kind of like a house, okay? If your foundation is cracked or if your foundation is weak, it doesn't matter all the other stuff you have out there. So it doesn't matter if you have a new roof, brand new windows, remodeled kitchen. All that stuff doesn't matter if the foundation is crumbling, okay? And this is how I see a lot of people go about it. They listen to all this noise and BS out there on the internet, and they don't have their foundations right. So we're going to get foundations right before we listen to any of that other junk out there. All right. And we're going to keep this stuff simple. So I went and saw Tony Robbins not too long ago, and he said, complexity is the enemy of execution. And that stuck with me because it's true. If something's too complicated, you are not going to take action on it, okay? So I want to keep this stuff super simple for you, and I'm doing it so we're going to break it down into 5 simple things. Now, first thing we're going to talk about is mobile-first websites. Then we're going to talk about the maps, the Google Maps section. We're going to talk about keywords. We're going to talk about citations. We're going to talk about backlinks. Those 5 things. Now, I know that some of this sounds like technobabble or like marketing jargon. No problem. Like I said, I'm going to simplify and make it so anybody can understand this stuff. Okay. Simple thing number 1, mobile first website. Okay. I don't know if you knew this, but these little smartphone things are pretty popular these days, and Google knows they're popular. They know that people are searching around and looking for local businesses, looking for local window cleaners on phones. Okay, most people are. So Google's saying, so Google has a test. Okay, don't assume that just because it looks nice or because your web designer said that it's mobile ready that it is. I see people all the time that say, oh yeah, my website's mobile ready and this and that, and we throw it through the test and it fails. Okay, run it through this Google test. Just go to Google and type in Google mobile test and put it in this little website and put your website in there, and you'll either get a green circle or a red X. If you have a red X, have your web designer fix it right away, or fire them and find somebody that's competent that can do web design for mobile. Next simple thing is maps. Okay, so when somebody types in window cleaners, your company, or I'm sorry, in your city, a map will show up. Okay, this is where you want to be. You want to be in these top 3 sections here. 90% of people click on these things. That's where the money is. That's where you're going to make all your money, is in this. So that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about the stuff down here, which is called organic. Now, I know that there are ads above the map section, and that's for a different video. That's one that I made for you guys in this series called How to Do Adwords for Window Cleaners. So watch that after you're done with this video, but let's nail this stuff first, okay? So simple thing number 3 is keywords. Now guys, do not overcomplicate this. Keywords sounds, it's really easy. All it is search terms, something that someone's going to type into Google to find you. So window cleaning, Missoula, Montana. That's an example of a keyword. Window cleaner, Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, that's an example of a keyword. Okay, window washing, Dallas. Okay, those are examples of keywords. That's the stuff people type in to find you that's going to make you money. But let's talk about how we find these exact keywords that are going to make us the most money. Well, first of all, we just go to Google and we start typing stuff into the box there, and you'll see this little drop down comes down. And you've probably seen this before, but you didn't realize how important this is. The stuff that Google suggests in this little box is stuff that other human beings, other real people have typed into Google to find your services. Okay, so pay attention to that. Start making a list. Start typing different things in and make a list of all the different keywords that people are typing in, that real people are typing in to find your business. Now, go over to your Google AdWords account, and if you don't have an AdWords account, it's free. Open one up, and inside there's going to be this Google Keyword Planner, this tool. And all you do is start popping in these keywords in here and click and search, and Google's going to give you 2 pieces of information that's really important. Number 1, the average number of people that are typing that specific keyword into Google each month. Okay, and you want to find the ones that get the most searches because that's the most money. Another thing you can look at is the competition. Google will tell you if the competition is high, medium, or low. All right, and you're going to use this information to decide what to put on your website. All right, now, once you get your list of keywords, the money-making keywords, where are we going to put those? Okay, we're going to put them in 2 places on your website. We're going to put them in the title tags and the content. Let's jump into that real quick. So title tags, what does that mean? Okay, well, anytime you go to any web page on the internet, you'll see these little tabs at the top of each web page. You put your little mouse cursor over the top there, and a little box will pop up. Inside that box, that's your title tag. That's the first thing Google looks at when they go to rank your website or decide what your website's even about. If you just have, like I saw a window cleaning website not too long ago that just had the word home in there, and they were paying somebody a ton of money to do SEO, and they didn't even get this right. This is SEO 101. You want to get that homepage title tag to have your main keyword, the number 1 keyword to make money with. And then you can also have your business name and your phone number in there as well, but you want to have keywords in your title tags. Now, where do we go in our website to put these title tags? Well, if you have a web designer, they need to do it for you. Number 1, and if they don't understand what title tags is, once again, fire that web designer and find a competent one. Okay, or if you did your own website on like Squarespace or Wix or one of these do-it-yourself website builders, every one of those has a place to put title tags. If you don't see where it is and it's not obvious, then contact support for Wix or whatever and figure it out. They're there. You got to do it, though. You got to do it. It's so foundational, important. Okay. Now, second place you want to put these keywords is you want to mix it into the content of your website. So when I say content, I mean like the words or the text on your website. So if you're writing all the words on your website, start mixing in some of these keywords. They can be variations of keywords. They don't need to be exact. Don't put big, long lists of keywords on your website. Don't make it look spammy. Keep it very natural for humans to read. Google likes it when it looks very natural, okay? If you're hiring somebody to do the writing for your website, have them do it. A good website writer will know what a keyword is and understand how that works, okay? Now, I have a very important tip for you that most people do wrong. Most people get this wrong, including these so-called like SEO experts or marketing experts, and that is that you want separate pages on your website for each one of your keywords or your services. So if you offer, multiple different services, which most window cleaners will have a list of different services they offer, you want to have a separate page for each one of those. And on each page, that's where each one has its own place to put title tags. You want separate keywords for each one. So if you have 10 keywords, 10 services, you want 10 different pages. And in each title tag for each page, you want to have one of those keywords. Do not take all your 10 keywords or 10 services and cram it all into the title tag of the home page. That looks very spammy and it does not work. It used to work 5 years ago. It does not work anymore. Do it right. Do it natural. Make it look good for people and for Google. All right? Simple thing number 4, we're going to talk about citations or online directories, also known as online directories. Okay, there's 50 to 60 big ones you want to have your business listed in. But the top 3 that I want to talk about real quick, I'm going to talk about the 50 in just a minute, but I want to talk about you need to get the top 3, which is Google My Business. Okay, set that up if you don't have it. Number 2, Facebook Business. And number 3, Yelp Business. These are the top 3 that Google looks at and will help you rank at the top of the map section. Okay, but before I talk about the other 50, I want to talk about the correct information that you need to have in each one of these directories, and we're going to use Google My Business as the example. Number 1, you want to have the correct business name listed. I see people put weird variations of their business name in here all the time. Pull up, get the license that when you apply for your business license with the city, pull that out, go find it, and look and see what business name you have listed there, and then use that one. Use that for your Google account. Next thing is your category. I see people put weird categories that are for little secondary services that they don't make much money off of. Get your main category listed in here and get that correct. I see people do it wrong all the time. Next, your address, your physical mailing address needs to be listed in here correctly, your most current one. Now, I know that a lot of people work from their home and you hide that from the public. That's great, but you still want to have it listed in your Google account and on the other directories and citations, okay? Next, phone number. Make sure you put your main phone number in there. If you've changed your phone number over the years, make sure that's correct, okay? If you have multiple phone numbers, make sure one of them is your main phone number and put that there. Same thing with your websites. I see people with multiple websites for whatever reason. Make sure you have one main website and make sure that's located right here and across the internet as well. Now, here's a little top secret tip I'm going to give you about this stuff that most people don't know about. And that is when you're doing your window cleaning stuff, go out there and take pictures. Make sure you're located in your city and do it with your smartphone. The reason you do it with your smartphone is because those pictures are Google can actually tell what city those pictures were taken in. Okay, so you're going to go out and you're going to take these pictures, upload them in your Google account. Google's going to match up that these cities were taken in your city with the city you have listed on here, plus the city you have listed on your website. All that consistency, all that stuff is going to match up and it's going to rank you at the top. And photos can do that. Photos can even remove penalties. We've seen crazy stuff happen with photos. Most internet marketers don't even know that that's a thing. Okay, so use that. Okay. So I told you that we want to get into these top 50 citations on Google, not just the top 3. So I want you to do this. Write this down. Go to Google and type in this exact search term. Top local directories for SEO. Write that down. Now, after this video, go in there and search that, okay? And start looking at these websites and get into the top 50 or the top 60 local online directories and make sure everything's correct. And that's even more important. More than just getting them all submitted out there, like maybe you're in there already. Maybe you had somebody do that stuff for you in the past. But what we see most of the time, and this is the number one thing that is going to keep you from ranking on the Google Maps, is inconsistent, wrong information out there, or maybe duplicate versions of each one, old information. Maybe somebody tried to play some tricks on Google with your address or phone number, whatever. Played all these games. All that stuff is going to hurt your rankings, okay? And so with this stuff, more is not better. Clean is better. Clean, consistent information that all matches your Google My Business account. All that information we talked about needs to match. Exact, okay? And if you got wrong information, it needs to be fixed. So this is the number one thing we do for people when they hire us to do SEO for our window cleaning companies. We go in there and just start fixing, cleaning up, Okay, very, very important foundational stuff. Final thing we want to do, final simple thing we want to talk about are backlinks. So before you start doing backlinks or hiring someone to do backlinks for you, whatever, and I'm going to talk about what they are if you don't know, make sure all the other stuff I just talked about is taken care of. I see people start doing backlink stuff and it doesn't work or they get a penalty. It's because they didn't take care of all the foundational stuff first. So this is the final thing we're going to do is backlinks. Let me show you. And now do not hire these companies, these backlink building companies or these people that use like India or Afghanistan to do this stuff. That does not work anymore. That's all spammy stuff. We want the real deal. Let me show you an example. So when I first opened my business back in 2009, I went straight down to the Missoulian, the local newspaper, and I asked them if they would write an article about my new business, and they said yes. They put that article up on their website, but check this out. They've got, see these words that are highlighted in blue? If you click on those words, it goes over to my website. Okay, and that's called a link. It links over to my website. That's called a link or backlink, same thing. And just that little thing right there, that doesn't seem like a big deal, but that took me from the bottom of page 1 to the top of page 1 within like 2 or 3 weeks. It was amazing, powerful stuff. Okay, other top link building strategies that I use for my business and I use for our clients, stuff like that. If you're donating money to any charities, they'll most likely put a mention of your business up on their website. But you can ask them to put a link back to your website if they're not already. And that's a powerful local link. It needs to be a local charity. Okay. Another thing you can do is do some work for somebody in exchange for a link instead of money. So instead of getting paid, ask for a link. Okay, super powerful stuff. If there's certain vendors that you like for like equipment or chemicals or materials or whatever, write an awesome testimonial about them, send it over to them and say, hey, post this up on your website if you want, and then if you don't mind, put a link back to my website at the bottom of that. I did that for 3 different vendors when I had my service business. It's a win-win. People love it. Okay. Another thing is you can network with local businesses. So if you have friends that own businesses in town, or if you're part of a BNI group or a local networking group, you guys can exchange links from your websites. I link to you, you link to me. Google loves that stuff. Very powerful. Another thing you can do is get an article published. So write something of value, write a very valuable article that's useful to people, and have it submitted over to these like local popular websites or blogs. Okay. If you're not a writer like me, like I just go to Craigslist and find a good writer. There's college kids out there that write amazing well, and they could probably even submit it over to these blogs for you. Okay. Hire somebody to do it for you. Inexpensive stuff. Okay. Let's review real quick. We got mobile first website. Don't assume. Make sure it passes the mobile test. We want to go for the maps because that's where the money is. We want to make sure we have the correct keywords, okay, using the tools I showed you. We want to have clean, consistent citations in the top 50 directories out there. And then we want to have backlinks. We're going to network locally to get some of these powerful backlinks going. You do these 5 things, you're going to dominate. I have more videos for you I want you to check out. They're going to be links somewhere on this page or below the video, wherever you're watching this video. But there's links to how to do Adwords for window cleaners, how to do marketing for window cleaners, how to get online reviews for window cleaners, little tweaks you can do to your website, how to do websites for window cleaners that will double or triple your conversions overnight. Check this stuff out. Do this stuff and you will dominate in your city. Now, if you're a client of Big West Marketing, all of this is taken care of for you. We like to make this as simple as possible for our clients so you can focus on what you do best. Now, if you are not a client of Big West Marketing, right now we are offering a free consultation up to 30 minutes. That's normally a $97 value, so take advantage of this right now. Just call or click on the link to schedule a day and time that works best for you. So, if you're tired of being confused and overwhelmed, then contact us today. Someone from our office will show you step by step what you need to do to be successful online. If you are ready for a real solution, contact us today.